So, uh, hi. It's been 25 and a half hours since I awoke yesterday. And I prepared for this earlier within the week, this 24-hour write-a-thon. Today is a peculiar day, sort of. And, I don't really brush my hair that often, not actually. Here's through it. I have dry hair. It's just dry, sort of. A lot of curly hair is typically sort of dry, on the dry side. I wear it back a lot because it's at that length and it's been 24 hours. That's how I feel right now. So, I like the digital trap set sound. Yeah, that's cool. A lot of people wouldn't believe that. Well, a lot of people would really get the wrong impression of me with regards their hypothetical, probable impression of me upon reading my Facebook profiles and invariably posts. I like cool people. And I like spending time with cool people when I'm spending time with people. There are various really cool people that would suggest that I was super considerate, for example. And they're cool, alright? I have a luxury, alright? And I'm considerate. They're really cool, alright? Though, I mean, I sat around and worked on things. That's sort of one of my luxuries. Was not listening to a bunch of blah chop. Not at all. It's not really considered to suggest the word blah blah blah. Not at all. Blah chaw. And I don't listen to a bunch of blah chaw. Not at all. One of the luxuries I have. I get to sit around and work on things. I get to listen to what I want to listen to, watch what I want to watch, and read what I want to read. And I get to sit around and write and work on things, that sort of thing. I started my first gang in kindergarten. You remember that film, the 80s film, Colors? Colors. It was an 80s, 70s or 80s gang musical, sort of cool. So I started my first gang in kindergarten. And online, I actually was the godfather of the Goodfellas within the Second Life virtual world grid. I gotta try the Tribala joke. Tu gusta Tribala? Because it's sort of humorous, right? Tu gusta Tribala? You get it? Like, you get it? I mean, okay, now, if people consider my point sort of like a big pill, that's actually a like Pillow Man joke. Though, it's like a big pill, and if you chop it into about 33 parts, perhaps, you might be able to take it down a little bit easier, and give yourself time to think about things, by all means. And you might realize, then you'd have your perspective of my argument within consideration of the point. The point really is like a co-independent distinction in the context with regards to the point. Because very separate people, they have their own contextual words about things, and that's cool. And so the point really is the point, the same point. A lot of people wouldn't believe that I started my first game in kindergarten, and actually my father is a world traveling programmer for a large company. My papa, Hughes, got me once at a young age. It was about a trip that we took to Arkansas in a particular direction. He was within the front seat, and the other direction, I actually was within the front seat. And I argued that we were within Arkansas for the same amount of time. And he argued that he was within Arkansas for longer, and he actually was right. I didn't realize that he was right until I was within my 20s. He got me, alright? And it seems sort of simple to various people that sit around and practice working through problems like that. So my grandpa and I argued that at about, in this context, I was about 8 or so. And so later I realized he was right. He was really sort of smart with numbers, though. My grandpa Cheryl was really ingenuitive. Actually, built various things, sort of thing. My grandpa Cheryl was served within the American Civil War all his life. He murdered people. My great-grandfather Cheryl was within the United States military during the First and Second World Wars. He was an engineer in the military, and he earned the Purple Heart amidst various other things. So it's sort of peculiar. Within the context of various, like, my Potter really does not really understand me, not at all. So, I like cool people. I like spending time with cool people. When it's context, I'm spending time with people. And, I like the situation real cool. I had roommates within my 20s, and they were friends and they were roommates, and we would sit around and drink coffee and listen to music and write music, and they were really cool, and that was cool. I like that. Really cool. Spent a lot of time listening. In most contexts, I think it's lame to make friends. I told Antonio Guterres of the United Nations, actually, was when in 2016, after Obama had given the United States connection to the internet to the United Nations, Antonio Guterres started arguing against Americans' right to own guns. And I argued that, and I'll keep my 2 fingers and then some, okay? I as well argued I think it's terribly lame for guys to flash guns online. Concisely. Yeah. What? Either they're terrified of each other, I guess, or a number of other really plausible probabilities. Now, plausible and probability are different words, okay? So, I've been actually scheming my total life for a good society result, and might happen somehow or other. We'll see. I like the Pumpkins. I think that they're one of the most serious bands in the industry. Yeah, I do like them quite a lot. They're really cool. The things that they said that I would not suggest, not actually in there, things that they suggested that I think are really cool. So, I prepared for this 24-hour Facebook writing tour on this particular day with regard to this particular point. For a reason. Earlier in the week, though, I got plenty of sleep, though. Drink coffee, and perhaps I drank too much coffee because I laid in bed for a couple of hours. So I went to get beers so that I might be able to relax enough to get sleep. So yeah, I've been awake for about almost 26 hours now. This video wasn't really planned, not actually, though. Mondays I was walking the store, sort of winding down, and anyway, I thought that to make a video might sort of be cool. Regardless. I've actually moved. What? 3 times within the past 5 or 6 years. I'm living in the country. I'm sort of curious. Whom believes he's having any sort of good time in number 5C? Of course there is. Hey, if I gave you a knife, would you poke yourselves in the eye with it? If somebody handed you a knife, would you poke yourselves in the eye with it? Just a question. But the point really is, a good society sounds sort of cool, huh? There might be enough reasonable people upon the planet right now and if retarded immature dipshit want to start a war of the unreasonable versus the reasonable. There might be enough reasonable people upon the planet right now that finally clean shit up. That's my point. That's about all. Please have a great day.